And our top focus, at least 42 people have died in the plane crash, according to Deputy Prime Minister of Kazakhstan. He stated that all the bodies are mostly burnt and cannot be identified. He further stated that the preliminary conclusions about the origin of the holes on the crash plane are currently impossible to make. This is the latest news that we're tracking for our viewers. Let's also try to put out those images that have now been released of the shrapnel attack on the plane. My colleague Aditya Vadvan with us on the broadcast. Aditya, take our viewers through the details. Some more interesting developments now coming in as far as the plane crash is concerned. We've been told that the Deputy Prime Minister of Kazakhstan, he's saying that preliminary conclusions about the origins of the holes on the crash plane are at the moment not been made.
Well, exactly, Devika. You see what has happened is the Ukraine is claiming at the moment that the Russian defense forces have, as the reason that they fired upon the plane and that is why it crashed. There is a video that has been going viral on social media where a person who was seated in an airplane was seen praying to God. Moments before this unfortunate incident had happened. There are many other theories regarding this. I mean, what is even gone. What is even gone to worse is that some of the passengers have said that some of the survivors have said that there was an a loud explosion had happened on the rear of the plane he saw the pieces coming down like a pack of cards. This is something. Many theories are coming to the light. That this has happened and what has happened, and so it needs to be seen. We let us just put that into perspective for viewers because the rescue operations are still undergoing, and the dead bodies are still being taken out, and the casualties and as well as the injured people can go up. People up because it needs to be so far this because all the rescue work is a time-taking process. It needs to be seen as to how this is unfolding because so far 42 people have died in the crash, whereas about 28 people have survived, which includes an 11-year-old girl and a 16-year-old teen who have been hospitalized. And it needs to be monitored minute by minute as to how the whole scenario follows, how many more casualties are reported and how many more injured people are taken alive by the hospital authorities and so on. Yes, Devika.
Okay, Aditya, stay on with us. Mr. Surjit Panesar, aviation expert, also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Panesar, too many theories now coming out as far as this particular plane crash is concerned, but very interestingly, some photos and visuals have gone viral online which show a lot of holes in this particular plane, passenger plane, which has crashed yesterday. As an aviation expert, what do you make of what could have possibly caused all of these holes in the plane?
Well, let me tell you one thing. It will be not good for us to assume things what could have happened, but only after investigation by an investigator or catching the digital flight data recorder or cockpit voice recorder will reveal few facts to know the exact cause of the crash. I am sure the government of Kazakhstan must have appointed a committee. Now they can even hire committees from like America, like NTSB or Civil Aviation Authority of UK, to experts to go through the investigation of this crash. Because you have to find out whether it's a technical failure or some outside object hitting the aircraft or pilot's fault or the weather conditions. So many factors are involved in this crash, which only after investigation we can come out what is the real cause of the crash. It will be not a good exercise to assume things, what could have happened. Because these modern aircraft, they are fitted with digital flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder. They can come to know the exact cause of the crash. What is the last few minutes, what the pilots talked, whether the ATC failure, one time they have to even monitor the ATC tape transcript also, what they talked between the pilot and the aircraft. what time the connection broke up between the aircraft and the air traffic control. There's so many factors involved in the investigation, and it will be a futile exercise that we're sitting outside to form opinion. But only exact cause to be known for the use of the airline benefit for future safety of aircraft and passenger to go through seriously regarding digital flight data codec of what is the exact cause of the crash. I'm sure they'll be able to come out the exact cause, whether it's a maintenance fault or the weather fault, pilot fault, or some outside object hitting the aircraft also. There's so many factors are involved, which we cannot assess at this time without knowing few factors and cause, from the site of the crash. Only the investigation will reveal all these facts, what all has happened. It's a very unfortunate incident, and the incident do happen in aviation, but we do find out the exact cause so as to avoid such recurrence in the future.
We have some more news coming in. We've been told that a Ukrainian official has now claimed that a Russian missile